Hey folks, in this video I'm going to show you how you can take a folding hunter like this one similar to it, and disassemble it within 3 minutes without damaging any components. It's as easy as that. Coming up next on Kodiak Edge. Okay folks, first we're going to need to pound these pins out, and what I do is I use a used hardened blade. Don't use a razor blade, use something with a little bit of stout to it, and the blade acts as a wedge as you're pounding down on it. It easily goes through the pins being hardened. Nickel silver pins are not a problem with a hardened blade. And we got one side out, now we'll do the other side. I'm sticking the edge of the blade between the liner and the blade itself. Make sure your blades are out like this and keep your hands away from the end of the hammer where you're swinging. Again, it cuts right through the blade. I'll show you why you don't want to drill these pins out in a bit. Just wiggle them until you get them out. Pins are cut on both sides. Now we'll do the opposite side. Sometimes you can see where the pins are. Sometimes there's two pins, so you want to check. Again, put the blade in between the liner and the spacer. It can be on either side, it doesn't matter. Okay, make sure you got it right where you need it. Pound straight down on it, get it started. Give it another whack. You'll feel the pin when it pops. You know you got it. There you go. Now you might want to, depending on the knife you're doing this to, like a lot of the Scout knives have slide-on bolsters and scales. In that case, you would start by taking the center pin out first, but I'm repeating the process here with the other side. Make sure you know what kind of knife you got, slip joint or pocket folder. A lot of times it's best just to take out the middle pin first, the spring pin. Now I'm taking the pin out. You're not saving these scales, so you can just cut away or grind away or whatever you got. You got a Dremel tool, you can file them with a file. Once you get the head of the pin the same diameter as the pin itself, they'll pop right off. So first, I'm going to pop the pin through that hole. And there we go. We got the one side off. You'll orientate these on the table as you take them apart if you're new to doing this, so you know where they go when you put the knife back together. And take plenty of pictures. I got it scrambled here on the table. I already know how to put this back together, so I don't need to. Now, since this is an instructional video, I'm not really doing it in less than 2 minutes, but I can. I've done these in 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Now you see what I did there. I pushed the pin from the inside out because they're beveled. You don't want to push them in first, and then I cut the bevel off, and then I pull them out. You don't want to interfere with the top of the bolster's hole. It's got a bevel, and if you try to drive through, your pin will drift, and you can put a slight dent in the bevel itself, and then when you go to repin it, you'll see a gap So you always push them out from the inside out and then pull them out. That way you're not interfering with that bevel on the top of the bolster. A lot of guys like to drill these out with drill presses. And like I said, if that drill bit gets into that bevel at all, you'll see gaps when you go to repeen it. So here now I'm taking the plastic scales off, and I flattened off the plastic molded heads that keep them on the liners. Then they pop right off. I'm not saving them, but I'm going to use them for patterns for making the new scales. Same thing here now. You want to pound that pin out so that bevel is outward. And you can just pull them straight out. You don't want to do it the opposite way because you'll mess that bevel up on the outside top part of the bolster. That locks the pin in place when it's peened. See, I'm showing you here. Down, not that other way. Not that way, this way. That way you don't mess up your bevel on the outside of the bolster. And that's how you get perfect peened pins. When you grind them flush with the bolster, you don't see any gaps, any little holes or indentations where you might have pounded or drilled through an accident on the top side if you did it the other way. Same thing here. I'm taking out the plastic divots that's melted into the scales. And just give them a little tap. Both of them. And a razor blade will take them off easy. This way you do it a lot easier to where you won't bend these liners, because they will bend. Now I'm cutting these off, and you'll see in a little bit here. If I wasn't doing an instructional here, I'd have these nice and sanded flat. I wouldn't have had to mess with them in a little bit like I had to. You'll see what I mean in the bonus video. Here's the tools you'll need right here. Hammer, a punch, a little anvil with a hole in it, and a hardened blade, and a pair of pliers. That's all you need. You can do these under 2 minutes. Okay, here's the bonus video for y'all. This is how I lay these out. I almost forgot how I did the process here. Alright, now I go get some double stick tape. This is 1-inch double stick tape. I use it for a lot of upholstery work that I do on custom seats and upholstery work around the shop. These are some plastic resin scales that I poured. I really like them, so I'm going to go with them. Press this tape down really firm. Okay, here's where I told you I should have sanded the bottom of these scales down flush, and you'll see why here in a second. Once you get them nice and flat to the scales with the double stick tape, you'll peel up the top part of the tape, expose the other side, which is the other 6 double contact on it. Like I said, here's where I should have flattened these scales a little bit more and clean them up before I try to stick them onto this double stick tape. You can use EVA glue, CA glue, super glue to put them on too, and you can peel it off with a razor blade or X-Acto knife when you're done. but this seems to work the best for a lot of knife makers. Okay, I'm using the acetone to clean these off with. Acetone is a must in the shop. Cleans everything. Gets all the particles off of it. You don't want nothing in between the surfaces. When you go to stick them together, it makes for a much better contact. Here I'm grinding away the rest of these divots. Putting some scratches in it. Acts a little better. And I'll wipe it again. Now you'll see once I stick them down, they stay and hold. They don't come off now. These will stay on here like this till I get them scribed. And I pre-drill the holes for the rocker bar springs. Once again, clean it off with acetone. Stick them on, and now you're ready to scribe them. Okay, they're on there good. I'll give them a light tap with the hammer. You don't have to hit it hard, just enough to give it a little more pressure. Makes it stick even better. Now I'm using a sew owl for sewing through leather. I got a burr on the end of the tip, and it scratches the acrylic really well. Next, I'm going to drill out the pardon me. I'm going to drill out the rocker bar pinhole on both scales. Here's the second one. There she is. Dead center, ready for when I get these scales cut out. Okay, now I'm taking them off, taking the double stick tape off, and I'm done with the process. Next step's going to be sanding these down and getting them ready to reassemble onto the knife, but I'll show you that and the completion of the knife itself in the next video. So if you want to see that, please subscribe. Ring the bell if you want to get notified when a video comes up or any of my videos come up. And I got lots of instructional videos coming up for folks that want to clean, repair, and make knives. I'm still new at this. I've only been doing it for a year, and I'm getting better and better every video, and I hope you enjoy it, folks. So please subscribe, ring the bell, share it with your friends. And thanks for watching.